back to my channel. Hope you're all well. It's a very exciting day today because I'm going to be decorating my Christmas tree, and it looks very bare at the moment, and I put it up over a week ago and I didn't have any decorations, and in my last video you would have seen that I have bought all my decorations. So I just thought it would be lovely to have you guys watch how I am going to be decorating my Christmas tree, and for you guys to get tips on how I'm decorating, or if you guys need any ideas of what sort of theme to go for, then keep watching. But yeah, let's go straight into it.
So I'm just moving things around so that I can bring the Christmas tree to the middle of the room so that it's easier for me to decorate. I had to take the top half of the Christmas tree off because it was too big for me to move into the middle. I'm just hoping that I won't have to do this when I have to put it back into the corner. So here I'm just adding the white berries into the Christmas tree, and I'm just spreading them out so that they're not just clumped into one place and that they are spread out evenly across the whole tree. Adding these white berries in definitely gives it more texture and it makes it feel a lot more Christmassy. As you all know, I wanted a Christmas tree with fake snow on it, but I couldn't get hold of one this year. So I've used the white berries as an alternative, and I think this brightens up the Christmas tree and kind of gives me that snow effect. This is the final look with all the berries weaved into the Christmas tree. Now I'm just going to be using these 3 ribbons to decorate the Christmas tree, and I'm just weaving them in and out of the tree in a diagonal sort of angle. But you want to be doing big weaves because you want to add texture to the Christmas tree and you want to see the ribbon. So here I'm using the same colour ribbon and doing another row down the bottom of the tree. So here I'm using a different colour ribbon to do the same thing. I decided to go with a different coloured ribbon for the middle part of the tree because I just thought that would break up the 2 colours and it would look a lot nicer. I'm using more of a chiffony sort of ribbon this time with gold detailing in the middle and gold piping. As you can see, I've sort of weaved them to look like loops, and this just gives it more detail and texture, and you can see the ribbons more enhanced this way. So now I'm just going over what I've done and just making sure that everything is in place and it looks super nice and neat. When it comes to this sort of stuff, I'm very OTT with stuff and everything has to look perfect, and that's just the way I am. So here I just thought there was something missing towards the top of the tree, so I'm just adding another row of the ribbon. I think I decided to go with a different coloured ribbon at this point. Here I'm trying to do another row towards the bottom of the tree. But it just wasn't working, so I decided to leave it at that. In the corner there you can see I'm faffing around with the ribbon, and I decided to make bows with the ribbon, and this actually worked out super good. As you can tell, I'm still faffing around with the same part of the ribbon. This is because it took me a while to actually make them perfect and try to get them facing the right way. So here I'm still faffing around with the ribbons, and I've just cut the ends to an angle so that they actually look like a ribbon. And this is me just putting it against the tree just to see what it looks like. I was super happy with the way the bows turned out, and I think it made it extremely nicer with the texture of the ribbon. Now I'm just taking the top ribbon off because it was a different texture to the rest of the ribbons on the tree. And I'm just swapping it over to the same one that I've got in the middle, which is an organza material with gold detailing and piping. As you can see here, I'm actually really happy with the way the tree is looking. Now I'm just making little tweaks to the Christmas tree just to make it a little bit more tidier. As I said at the beginning, I'm a little bit OTT with stuff like this.
So I have the base of my tree done, and oh my god,
I am in love with it already. Like, I think that looks super stunning just the way it is. But I still have all my baubles to hang. And I also made my own little ribbons. There was only enough to make 3. Actually, tell a lie, I made 4. But one's a very small one. And I was like, these are just super cool. Like, look at this. Like, that is stunning on the tree. And I just had some of this left over. And I thought putting it on the tree would make it too busy. So I made them into little bows and they look so good. I think I called them ribbons at the start, but yeah, they are ribbons, but I made them into little bows and I just love them. The floor is super glittery at the moment and I need to have a super speed clean afterwards, but I'm just going to quickly make some hangy bits for my bows and so that I can hang on the tree, and then I'm going to pop the tree into that corner and just set it, and then I'm going to start decorating the rest of the tree. So I'm literally just using some thread to make little loops for hanging the bows onto the tree. So while I was making my loops, my camera had turned off because the battery had died. So while the battery was charging, I moved my tree into the corner. And now I'm just placing the bows onto the tree. And as you can tell, I'm very excited about this because I'm telling Shane how cute they are. So here I'm just trying to find the most suitable places to place the bows because I wanted them to be very visible on the tree. So once I had the bows arranged onto the Christmas tree, I started placing all of my baubles onto the tree, and these were just a mixture of golds, bronze and some glittery ones. So the colour theme that I went for the tree was golds, bronzes, whites and rose gold, and these are just the colours that I love. And I also wanted it to fall in with the colour scheme of our living room because we have a lot of golds and those sort of tones going through the whole living room, so this just brings the whole look together. Because my tree is in the corner, I decided to just decorate the front of it because nobody was going to see the back of it. So with all the decorations being at the front, this will make it look a lot fuller at the front. I would have liked to have more lights throughout the Christmas tree, but these lights were given to me, so I made do with what I had and I literally just had to place them at the front of the tree. I would normally decorate my Christmas tree with a lot of lights, and I usually go in spirals from top to bottom, making sure that every branch sort of has lights on them, but I had to just make do with what I had this time and it still looks good. But having more lights would have just lit the tree up really well, and that's the kind of look I normally like. So for next year, I would make sure that I have enough lights for me to cover the whole tree. So here I'm just finishing off placing the last few baubles that I have from the same set. I like to make sure that the baubles are placed evenly across the whole tree, and I also make sure that 2 of the same colours are not placed together. So here you'll see that the Christmas tree looks a little bit fuller. That's because my camera died again and I just added some small baubles while I was just charging up the battery for the camera. So now I'm just adding on my next decorations, and these are these gorgeous baubles and they're just made from feathers. I just think they look super stunning and they have to be one of my favourite baubles that I picked up this year. I think they stand out really nicely on the Christmas tree and also brightens it up a lot. On the camera you can't really tell, but I have these in 2 different colours. You can see the colour difference ever so slightly through the camera, but they are actually 2 different colours and I just love these 2 colours and I think they work really well on the Christmas tree. So here I'm just trying to make sure that they are spread evenly across the tree so that they're not too close together. So I spent a lot of time rearranging some of the baubles because I wanted the tree to look really perfect. I'm still moving the baubles around because I just wasn't happy with the way they were placed. I normally take a step back just to make sure that all the baubles are spread out evenly across the whole tree. Once I was happy, I'm adding on the next decorations. These are these beautiful hummingbirds and they're just these multicolored crystals. I only had 4 of these, so I wanted to make sure that they were visible on the tree, so they are just sort of placed in the center of the tree. I wasn't too sure about these hummingbirds because it wasn't the color scheme that I was going for, but I actually really like it and I think they look super nice.
So my camera had died in between and I've just literally added the snowflakes and the pine cones. I'm just so happy with the overall look. Like, oh my god, like that looks stunning. There's a few tweaks that I still need to do like that. I just love the overall look. I have cheated a little bit and not decorated the back of the tree, so it's very full at the front and I'm just in love. Like, look how cute these hummingbirds are. The shine of them and just the overall look. Oh, I can't get over it. And I love like the little bows that I made and all. Like, I just happened to just think of making bows and they work perfectly and I'm just so happy with the overall look. So all I have to do is now put the star on and the tree stopper and that will be the finished look. So I'm going to put you guys on a time lapse again.
Because they were just a branch, I had to try and figure out how to keep them stay put. So I'm using part of the Christmas tree to wrap around so that it can hold it in place. I had realised that you guys couldn't actually see what I was doing, so I'm repositioning you guys so that you can see what I was doing. I'm not going to lie, but these were pretty difficult to position and I was starting to have doubts whether this was going to work. They were pretty heavy to put at the top of the tree and you can tell that the tree started slanting to one side. And at this point I really wasn't liking the way this was turning out. But I didn't want to give up, so I decided to place the star there so that it could give me some guidance in placing the other 2 branches. As you can see here, the tree is wobbling quite a bit because these 2 branches were super heavy. Here I'm just trying to find the top part of the light because I wanted it to go through the star. This really wasn't working for me and I was starting to have doubts, but I didn't want to give up, so I carried on going. As you all know by now that if it wasn't perfect, I really wouldn't be satisfied. So I carry on going until I'm happy with it. So here I'm trying to look at it from afar so that it gives me more guidance in how it should be placed. This really did take its time, but I got there in the end. So I thought I'd show you guys how I'm changing up the table decorations. So here I'm just moving my old decorations off the table. Here I'm using a gold rectangular tray as a base, and then placing my wreath sort of thing in the middle, so that my candle can sit into it. And then I'm just adding my 2 candles on either side. The candle I'm using is in the scent gingerbread cookie. I just thought this scent would be super festive, and I also decided to light it straight away. Now I'm just dressing my Bailey's bottle with this cute little jumper that I got. I just thought this would look really nice on my drinks table. This also came with a little hat, which is super cute. It kind of looks funny but cute at the same time. And now I'm just placing it onto my drinks table.
So this is the end result of the Christmas tree and I absolutely love it. I'm just in love and I love the colour scheme.
This is a close-up of everything that I have on here. Look how stunning these are. And the hummingbird, like the shimmer that you get off there, and the multicolored. And I love my bows that I made, and I don't know what came through my head to make those, but it just happened. My snowflakes and the white berries, and then you've got these gold pine cones, and I am just happy with the overall result. So this will be the end of the vlog, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching me create my Christmas tree and decorate it. And I am so happy with it, and I'm not too sure about the tree stopper, but I actually do like it, and it's just worked well, and I'm just happy with the way it's turned out. But I am gonna stop telling you how much I love my tree. I hope you guys like it too. We all have our own preferences, but definitely this is my color scheme. And thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.